rivers have played a major part in the industrial heritage of the County Tyrone. And I'm here now in the little town of Sion Mills to look at one particular family, the Herdmans, and the great mill they set up in 1835. Roisin, how are you?
Hi Declan, you're welcome.
Thanks a million. Well, we are here in the Victorian splendour of Herdmans Mills in Sion. Now, could you tell me a wee bit about this beautiful building?
Well, this very fine building behind us, Declan, it's a linen mill, and it's one of the largest and most western of the great linen mills. It was built in 1835 by the Herdman family, and it produced, I suppose, the finest linen in the world. It was known as the Rolls-Royce of the linen industry, and it was established in 1835 by the three brothers, the three Herdman brothers, John, George and James. And the reason it was built here was because of the river, the source of power. The mill stream, in fact, is one of the widest in the UK. It's 35 feet wide. It's a wonderful force of water here, and I'm sure you'll see it in flood even when it's quieter. It's a magnificent flow. Village life and mill life became one and the same, and I think that's why it was such a blow to local people when the mill actually closed, because the mill was always at the heart of community life.
You know, there are still people here who talk about the great victory from the Sion Mills cricket team.
Oh, that famous victory, yes, in 1969. I'm not a cricketer, Declan, but I just know that Ireland bowled the West Indies out for 25, and that was quite an achievement. I think it was #1 feature on the headline on the BBC News that night on the 10 o'clock news, that the small little village in the west of Northern Ireland had tumbled the great West Indies team.
Thanks a million, Roisin.
Thank you.
All the best.
Bye.
Well done. There's an old poem that talks about the green flowery banks of the Serpentine Strule. Now, years ago, the Strule was a great source of industry, but nowadays it's used more for recreation. Lionel Nobbs, you're a man obviously who enjoys fishing. Could you tell me what you look for in a good river, and in particular what do you find in the river Strule?
Well, obviously, you know, I mean, the trout is the most abundant, like wild brown trout are here. They're very, very numerous here. And also we have the seasonal runs of sea trout and salmon as well. So those are the ones that are targeted here predominantly by anglers, resident and visiting anglers. But there's also many other species of fish that exist here. I mean, we've got prehistoric lamprey that come in here to spawn, and we've also got very, very good resident populations of pearl mussel within this system as well, which have been here for a heck of a long time as well.
You mentioned pearls.
Yeah.
I mean, most people will think, when you mention pearls, you don't necessarily think of the County Tyrone.
Within this system, we do have pearl mussels, and they are afforded special protection and the environment they live in. But they are there. There's a healthy population. They are a species that are very vulnerable. It's a good indicator as to how the whole system, is. I think if you provide the right habitat, and manage it properly, that wild fish will be there in an abundance. So that's something we're very, very keen on, is to provide the right habitat for trout and for salmon and for pearl mussels and everything else, and then the whole thing is thrive and it's there for future generations to enjoy. A big part for me obviously is not just the fish, but the peace and the tranquility, the beauty of the area. It's just fantastic, you know.
Lionel, it's been an absolute joy talking to you, you know. And you've certainly opened my eyes about the beauties of the river and the river Strule and what it has to offer.